Hello friends, and let us welcome you to Life Story, a channel where we tell stories from the lives of ordinary people and wish you a pleasant listening. A man went on a forest hike once a week. His wife decided to follow. It took her a long time to get herself together after that. Joan loved her family more than anything in the world. She was lucky to have such a husband. He was kind, had a good sense of humour, loved his job, didn't drink or smoke. They had a good life together and two wonderful twin girls. Spent a vacation by the sea one year and went hiking in the mountains in the winter. They were saving for a house. But Robert had a peculiarity. Each Sunday after lunch he was gone for about 2 hours. He'd get back in the evening looking peaceful and content. His boots would be covered in mud and grass. At first, Joan was simply curious, but she respected her husband enough not to barge into his personal space and pester him with whys. But then she started worrying. Did he have a secret lover in town? She wanted to talk to Robert, but couldn't figure out how to start the conversation. What if he thought that she'd decided to control how he'd spent his time? Joan got herself a paperback detective to spend a few hours reading in the evening. The story was simple, but Joan could relate to the plot where the main character had noticed her fiancé behaving weirdly and decided to follow him. Joan was surprised with herself. Why hadn't she thought of that? Silly her. She borrowed a car from her friend and waited for Sunday. Robert had lunch, like he always did, kissed his wife and said, "I'll be back in no time," and left. Joan waited a couple of minutes and followed after him. At the bus stop, her husband hopped onto a bus that followed a route to a town with a pretty name, Cheriton. Feeling like James Bond, Joan followed him in her car. She kept castigating herself during the entire ride for intruding on his privacy like that. But then she decided it was better to know the truth than suffer the unknown. What would she do if she found out her husband was seeing another woman? She didn't know. She was preparing for the worst, and the best moments of her married life played in front of her mind's eye. The bus stopped at the destination stop. Robert got off and went towards the forest, like he knew exactly where he was going. It was early autumn and the golden yellow trees soon hid him out of sight. So, Joan got out of the car and followed him on foot. She almost ripped her new jacket getting through the thicket. Finally, there was a clearing. Something Joan had never expected happened. Robert just stood there and let out a huge scream. He kept on screaming for about 10 more minutes and then went back to the bus stop. Joan didn't know what to think. Robert had always been Mr. Common Sense. And then this. Did he lose his marbles? In the evening, she asked him the direct question. "Honey, why are you screaming in the woods? I'm scared. You know how nerve-wracking my job is. If I took it out on you, it would be worse. So I go to the woods and scream a little and get better. You want to come with me next time?" "Sure," Joan smiled sweetly. How do you like this story's finale, friends? Not what you expected, right? Thanks for listening. Leave comments and likes and subscribe to our channel.